Boom. Come on, Facebook. Help me out here. Come on, Facebook. Help me out. What the hell's going on here? Well, shit. We're gonna go without Facebook. I'm just over it. I'm over it.
Sorry, Mark.
There we go. Finally, now it hits. All right, we are live in the group on Facebook, and the host is an idiot as far as that goes, but that's normal.
I've been
good
established
Lord.
already, man.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. That's been established many, many years ago on this
many
show.
times
We are
over.
live. Welcome to everybody that have joined us. My name is Scott. I am the sports nerd, along with my co-host tonight, Mr. Elliot Biggie Lamba, Wayne the Professor Lynch, and Mr. Ken. You need to shave Coslow.
Ken, I'm playing Santa this year, Coslow.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
do you do straight razor shaves?
No, I don't do. No, you
No,
do it
Elliot.
yourself, Ken.
Elliot.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Huh?
Well, if I live closer to you, I'll let you have my face.
Well, he's only. You know what? He's only one state over, Ken. You can get in your freaking car and drive.
Two states
drive-
over, so
and
Yeah,
drive
there's
to
too much
Tucson.
going. There's too much going on in Houston for me.
yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
You go into Houston, you might not make it out.
Right. Right. All right, fellas. The last of the preseason games finish up tonight. Currently, we are looking at a game in progress. Actually, it's a final. Is it a final? Hang on a second. Let me
Yes, it's a final. 38-12.
It is a final. Where did I see it? Hang on a second.
38-12.
38-12 Denver over Arizona.
Had a pick six.
And there is a game about to start at the top of the hour. That would be the Patriots and the Commanders. And that is the last game of the preseason. And we are, 8 days? Not 8.
11.
11 days
11
away
days.
from opening night on September 5th. So with that being said, I could care less if Deshaun Watson played last night or not. There was a big Twitter. Brown's Twitter was up in arms about Deshaun Watson not playing last night because he hasn't played the entire preseason. I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. You know what? I expect Deshaun Watson to be injured within the first 4 weeks of the season. And with that being said,
Wow.
I love me some Jameis Wilson. I'm just saying. What? Jameis Watson. Winston. Excuse me. I love me some Jameis. So, Deshaun, I hope you get. I'm not going to say I hope you get injured. I'm just saying I expect you to get injured within the first month of the season because you didn't play a lick of anything in the preseason.
You got to give him some kind of break right now.
And I fully intend to say that the Deshaun Watson trade will go down as one of the worst trades in the history of the NFL.
Oh, I bet I can top that one.
Hold my beer. No, I'm just kidding.
Top it how, Ken?
Top it how? Well, let me refer to the two 49er fans here. We can let you have Trey Lance back and just pretty cheap. So.
You know what?
5 interceptions in one game, Ken? Come on.
5 in one game.
Ken, I'm
Two and
going
nickel.
to say we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Good, all right.
We're good.
You're freaking funny.
We are good.
So thank goodness the preseason's over. The only real play I actually saw of the preseason was that last play of the game between the 49ers and the Raiders the other night.
What was that?
Maruski, whatever you want to call it. That was hilarious.
Didn't end up 24-24 tie?
Yep.
Did anybody see Puka Nakua's brothers missed field goal return for a touchdown?
No, I missed that.
Said it went like 101, 102 yards.
Now, who does his brother play for?
Saints.
Saints. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Samson Nakua.
Samson Nakua. Okay.
Samson Nakua. I have not heard of this guy. I don't know what.
Oh, I've seen him play
Well,
once.
nobody heard of
Pretty
Puka either, and they go,
That's right, exactly. We got 2 Nakuas in the league now, and they're both good.
Oh,
Well, I'll say this: there looks like there was no hard knocks jinx on the Bears since they went 4-0 in the preseason. But like we said,
now
that's
watch them go
preseason.
0-16 like the Lions did when they went 4-0.
The Lions.
No, they won't go 0-16.
No. I don't think they'll be.
I do believe they'll be
I
much
think they got
improved
enough talent to win a
last year.
handful of games.
Yeah.
Well, their rookie quarterback has shown a lot of growth in just the preseason games that he's played in. So we'll see what happens there. He's got a lot of talent around him. And they've got and Chicago has a good defense. So we'll see what happens. But I still think Caleb is going to be, for the first few weeks at least, have a rude awakening to the NFL. Okay.
That's a distinct possibility.
Yep. Sheila's here. How you doing, Sheila? Good to see you. Sheila.
Hi,
Says,
Sheila.
"Hey, you're alive. Good evening."
Oh, Sheila.
She says you're all. Ken's alive. He's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
They're
He's
good enough.
alive.
They're good enough to win at least a handful of games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one that's
Beyond
not
that, I
on
don't
their
know.
bandwagon saying they're going to be division contenders? Come on.
No. I'm on that bandwagon as well, saying they won't be as good as you think they will be.
I mean, they've got a rookie quarterback, and yes, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. But you know what? The season after his Heisman Trophy season was not all that great.
Right. At best, I'm going to give them 6-11. At worst, I'll give them 3-14.
I mean, if they win 7 games, that's going to be impressive.
Plus 1 is fine, 6-11 sounds about.
I mean, they're in the division with the Packers. With Jordan in there, I mean, he's freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Detroit, I mean, they're in that set. Those two teams are. I think Detroit and Green Bay.
Detroit's
are the top
my
2
favorite.
teams in that division.
Detroit is my favorite, definitely.
Yeah.
I believe it's Detroit.
Green Bay ain't no joke either now.
No.
Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and the Bears will be bringing up the rear.
Oh,
I think the Bears
finished.
finished last in the division too, Wayne. To be honest with you, I think they finished last in the division as well.
You know what? I think they have a chance to finish ahead of the Vikings. I really do.
Well, they're not going to have the rookie JJ in there to do things because he's out for the
No,
season.
they're not going to have JJ in.
So now they got what's his face?
Sam Darnold.
Thank you, Sam Darnold as their number 1 quarterback going into the season.
That changes everything.
That does. You're right, Elliot. It does. So
I have this sneaky feeling, though, that Sam Darnold's not going to be as bad as you think he's going to be.
That's the San Francisco 49er talking right there, Wayne, because he was on your team last year.
Well, yeah, hopefully he learned a few things, but the Jets pretty much ruined him from the start, and then he went to Carolina.
That
was not a step up. That was not a step up.
No, but he got an education in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So he might go on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling that he's going to be decent.
But it ain't gonna be this season to that level.
He's no Kirk Cousins.
Not yet. No.
Not
gonna go that far.
Takes a lot to be Kirk Cousins.
Like I said, he's no Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's not going to be as
them out there that are no Kirk Cousins, man.
Time.
I think the Vikings will do okay. The battle for third is between the Vikings
and Bears.
And Bears, yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to. The division, that's Detroit. That's Detroit or Green Bay.
Yep.
Detroit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Before we get
Detroit could win that one by about 3 games.
Before we get too deep into it, I want to give a shout out to the Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech taking out Florida State yesterday.
Was that a great game or what?
Who'd they take out? Who'd they take out?
Florida State.
Florida State.
Woo,
Ranked number
son.
10 in the polls, so that's going to be a nice little drop for them.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of more alcohol after that game was over than I had before the game. So, you know, the Seminoles just friggin'. I mean, I don't know what happened there. I really don't. I mean, Georgia Tech was able to run that football against that defense, who was a defense of so much as supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league in the NCAA.
They got trashed.
Georgia Tech just ran right over them.
Like a hot knife through butter.
Correct.
They had nearly 200 yards rushing in the first half alone.
Correct, Ken.
They ain't really been shit. Okay, for the longest time since Bowden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, I'm with you, Elliot.
Since Bobby Bowden, they ain't been nothing since then, really.
Rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. We love
Yeah.
him.
They'd be mid card basically.
Jimbo
I mean,
didn't cut
Jimbo Fisher didn't do much, and now this new guy.
No.
I mean, to lose to
Exactly.
Georgia Tech in the opener, come on.
Florida State ain't the powerhouse it used to be when it was under
No.
Bobby Bowden.
No,
Oh, they
not.
were hyped up though for the ACC. Before the season started, so that's already one loss and one conference loss already.
But
against
they
Georgia
can
Tech.
still make the playoff.
Yeah.
Wayne, that's the
Well, they
beauty of
still
having 12
can.
teams in the
They better
playoff.
not lose another. They better not lose another one.
Oh, they absolutely better not lose another one.
No, like I said, you put too much hype on a team that's not as good as you think they are, and then they put that pressure on themselves, and sometimes they cave under that pressure. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Georgia Tech's as bad as everybody thinks they are.
No,
No,
Georgia Tech.
and you know what? And
No.
they've got a great head coach, and the
No.
team is a reflection
I
of the
wouldn't
head coach.
underestimate any team.
Well, the
in any
ACC is wide
situation.
open. That's a given.
Oh,
The
yeah,
ACC
it
is
is.
wide open.
Any one of 5 teams can win.
Crazy.
So I mean, you know what though, Kenny, I have to say that was probably one of the best games to ever open up a season in the
Yes.
NCAA season,
Mhm.
history. That was one of the best
That-
opening
that
games.
That was the opener they were looking for. The
That was
kind
the opener they were looking for. It was in Ireland. It rained. The sun came out. It rained again. The sun
Oh.
came back out.
Okay, I have a question there. How much of that was an influence on how Florida State played, having to go all the way to Ireland to play that?
I don't know that. I mean, you look at they both had to travel. I mean, they're both
Yeah,
in the
that's
Eastern
true.
Conference,
That's
Eastern
true.
time zone. Both teams had to travel. I mean, there was a lot of hype throughout the entire week.
That's usually Notre Dame's game though to play. In
I tend to believe that the Seminole players looked at and believed their own press.
And they lost to who again?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. The Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech. A hell of an engineer. A hell of an engineer.
Kenny loves
And how-
college football, can't you tell?
How big were they favored?
They were favored by 10 or 10.5, something like that.
They ain't.
That was the odds before the game. That was
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And they lost by a field goal on the final play.
And a friend of mine is the coach of the kicker that won the game for them. You know, he's
But I'll tell you
kind of
what,
mentor.
that FSU kicker showed us something, Ken.
Yeah.
First he hit a
59 yarder.
52 yarder, and then he hit a 59 yarder
Yeah.
in that game.
And yet it still wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough because the defense couldn't stop Georgia Tech. They could not stop them.
You know.
They
I
ran
believe
the ball
they're
right
doing it
down
run
their
defense.
freaking throats, and the FSU defense was powerless to stop them.
I believe Georgia Tech will rush for over 6,000 yards this year and pass for maybe 200.
Well,
That's
the
a
head
real
coach is a
possibility.
big
That's old
big
school
run game
Georgia
guy. He
Tech.
loves running the football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's definitely a ground and pound.
That's old school Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
When Paul Johnson was their coach.
That's his name. I was trying to remember his name yesterday. I couldn't
Paul
remember it.
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're running that wing T.
Wing T.
We
They
may not
did
have
rush
NFL
about
football next
5,000
weekend,
yards.
but it is week 1 of the NCAA season, so we'll see what happens next week.
Got
So,
some great games next week too.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. Football's back in full. I mean, it's back. Despite
It
the
is
fact
back.
there's no NFL for 2 weeks, I don't care. We've got college football next weekend, and
We got high school football Thursday and
excited
Friday.
about. I'm excited about the playoff format, the way it's set up. Whereas the top 4 conference champs get a bye the first week, we just lost Elliott, and that's on
He'll
him.
be back.
Here he is. Your connection sucks, Elliott. I'm just saying, we lost you, then we got you back.
Yeah, well, he informed us.
Welcome to my
It's a
universe.
possibility.
I told you right from the start.
I know you did.
Yeah.
It's all good, Elliott. It's all good. But I don't know about you, Ken. I know you and I are both college football purists, but I'm actually excited about this playoff with 12 teams.
Yeah, I'm too. Because the format's going to, I mean, not the format, but the pecking order is going to change week by week. we should get some interesting matchups week by week, and we shall see. I got one question for you.
What?
What do you guys think about the new 2-minute warning?
I like the 2-minute warning in college football. It's a long time coming. I really like it.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah, exactly. Watched a little bit of Florida A&M and Norfolk State last night. And,
What the hell were you thinking?
No, I mean, it was a great game. It was a great
Really?
game.
What the hell were you drinking? What the hell were you drinking?
I didn't realize that Florida A&M had joined the SWAC. So,
Well, you know what, guys? You know, Ken's starved for college football when he watches that game.
hey, it's college football.
Man.
Too funny.
And I'm 100% on board with diversity. So hey,
I got you. I got you. All right.
give these guys a break. Look at all the guys in the NFL that were from HBCUs in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Jerry Rice is one of them.
That's right. Exactly.
The greatest receiver of all time, quite possibly
Deacon Jones.
the best overall player of all time. So,
Quite a few.
yep.
That
Quite a
becomes debatable. As time goes on, that becomes more and more debatable.
What's that?
Because
The game has changed,
different-
Elliot. Is that what you're saying?
No, because different generations latch on to those who were good during their generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but our generation is the 80s and the 90s, Elliot. That's the generation that you and I both, and all 4 of us,
right.
grew up on. I mean, Ken maybe more the
Right.
70s,
In
but
today's
I
generations,
grew up in the 60s,
today-
70s, 80s, and 90s.
today's generations don't give a damn about the people that used to play in our generation.
but they better damn sure
You know what I'm
respect
saying?
them.
Look, like I said, each generation that goes by, the respect gets less and less.
And the more you say that, the more we realize how old we are. Thank
Yeah,
you, Elliot,
I
very
mean,
much.
let's face facts, man. Come on.
We are the get off our lawn.
I mean, we're the guys that think that Joe Montana was the greatest quarterback of all time, but then we can look at Tom Brady now. What do we think of? You know what I'm saying? But it is
I
what
don't know. I still think there's a bit of a debate there, but that's just me.
I mean, it was Joe Cool. I mean, the man never flinched.
I think there's an open debate there.
I mean, go back to
what do you think, Wayne?
Go back to this.
I'll say
Go
this,
back
if
to
you
the
can-
Super Bowl of 1989. He sits there in the friggin' huddle and tells one of his players, "Hey, look, there's John Candy." And that's what happened before the first play of that winning drive against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Come on, Joe Cool, we love him.
Yeah. Well, I say if you're going to base it on championships, if you're undefeated,
If you're undefeated,
then, you're undefeated.
it's like Tom Brady is like LeBron.
Right.
You got some championships. You lost too.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you, New York Giants.
MJ never lost.
That's going to be an albatross around his neck for the rest of his
Well,
life.
and they lost against Philadelphia too, believe it or not. So I mean, back
to Nick Foles.
the Philly special with Nick Foles.
In fact, he lost to Eli twice.
Eli twice and Nick Foles.
Come on, man.
He could beat Peyton, but he couldn't beat Eli.
And Joe won 4, didn't lose any.
Neither Troy
It was astounding in all of them.
Well, and he had, and you know what? He played 2 against the Bengals.
Denver.
And he had, what were the other 2 games? I'm going to think a second.
Denver.
And who was the
Miami,
other?
right?
Miami, right. He beat Dan Marino.
Marino's only Super Bowl.
Yes, Marino's only Super Bowl, correct.
Got crushed.
Yes. What was it? 35-16, I think the
Something
final.
like that.
38-16, I believe, right?
It was at Stanford Stadium, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
It was in Stanford.
Played it in the fog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love me some Joe Montana. I can't.
Well, you seen what he did to Denver?
He blew, Jesus, 55 to 10. Are you
blew
kidding
the
me?
doors off of Denver.
Was it 55 to 10? That wasn't it the game?
Yep, 55-10 final score on that one.
Yep. 55-10.
That's one Elway won't be getting rid of.
Did he just say Elway?
He did.
Elway.
Elway wasn't the reason they won 2 Super Bowls. It was other things that were going on, defense and Terrell Davis. That's the reason why Elway won 2 Super Bowls.
That's part of it, yes.
Uh-huh.
I have to admit that.
Terrell Davis. That was the only way they could win.
We need to realize that he still lost 4. Okay, I'm just saying. And he lost in huge fashion.
Well, he lost 3 because Morton lost the other one.
Oh, Craig Morton back against Dallas?
Yeah, right.
So
Elway
Elway was
3.
2 and 3 in Super Bowls. Was he lost 3, not 4?
Yeah. He lost to
Wasn't Craig Morton the quarterback?
He lost to the Giants and he lost to the Redskins.
Wasn't Craig Morton the quarterback of the team when they played the Niners?
Mm-mm.
No, he played the
Craig
Cowboys.
Morton was good.
No, Craig Morton was the quarterback of the Broncos when they played the Cowboys.
Yeah.
In
first Super Bowl in the Super
like
Bowl.
that. It was in the 70s.
77?
78.
77?
77, I think is right. Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
That's when
that was
the vaunted Orange Crush.
Right, but that was Tony Dorsett's rookie season, and Roger Staubach was the quarterback. Yes,
right.
It was Tony Dorsett's rookie season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He won a national championship one year and then Super Bowl the next year.
With Pittsburgh, correct. Pitt, excuse me. I'm not going to say that P word unless he just
made that famous 99-yard run in Minnesota.
Correct. Tony Dorsett. Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
With 10 men on the field.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Let's have
and I think they only had 10 men on the field too.
Yeah, on offense, they only had 10 men on the field.
And the only one who noticed it was the Spanish broadcast. Diez hombres.
Yeah, Sheila's dissing on Elliot. Oh my God, Elliot, go back and sit in your diaper. I don't know what that means. I don't know, but you're just saying Sheila said it. I don't know what it means. Anyway, I'm going to change gears here, guys. There has been controversy in Washington for many years as to their tribute to Sean Taylor.
Finally getting around to it, and thank goodness. I'm happy that
the new ownership is going to reveal a new statue for Sean Taylor. And
that statue
deserves.
That last statue was atrocious.
It was. I mean, they just put the uniform.
It was a wire. It was a wire freaking figure with
Figurine, yes, you're right. Figurine is
Yeah.
the word you're looking for. Yes.
Finally, a
My
real
goodness.
statue for Sean Taylor. He
You
deserves
want
it.
a real
Yeah.
likeness. Yes, a
Yeah.
statue that's a real likeness.
Didn't the University of Miami
what I'm
do one
saying?
for him many years ago?
I think so, Ken. I'm not sure.
I was thinking they did.
Yeah.
Come
I mean,
on,
but still, the
man.
fact
He-
remains
he
is
is.
that Dan Snyder did not respect him at all with what he put
Yes,
in
no,
put
didn't.
forth.
Dan Snyder did not respect football at all.
No,
Okay.
not at all. So glad he's out. I'm not even a Redskins, or excuse me, Commanders fan, and so even their loyal fans need it, and we're happy to see him go. And
Yeah.
while I'm at it, shout out to my niece Charity and my her husband Patrick.
Hello, Charity and Patrick.
Hello, Charity and Patrick.
Hey, Charity and Patrick.
And I mean, and the Commanders are involving his daughter Taylor, in that process as well.
Good.
Jackie Taylor is her name. She put out a statement that she was very. She says she's really involved and she's really happy that the Commanders are going to respect him the way he deserves. For those that don't remember, he was killed in a home invasion, and I mean he was one of the best defensive backs.
Oh, he was one of the best safeties of the game at that time.
Yes.
Yeah, at the time.
That's lockdown corner.
I mean, if those of you that don't remember,
Beast.
he is remembered mostly for his hit on a player in the Pro Bowl, which is supposed to be an exhibition.
which is why it's now flag football.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was going full speed all the time.
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah, Sean Taylor should be immortalized correctly and favorably by the Commanders, and I'm glad to see that the ownership
But
is
there was
going to
nobody-
pull down what they put up initially
there
under
was
Dan
nobody-
Snyder, and the new ownership is going to treat him correctly.
There's nobody on the field that he couldn't cover.
That's right.
Okay,
Well,
He was-
again, he's
he was a
Darryl
cover.
Green of his generation, Elliot.
Yeah,
He was the
Yeah.
Darryl Green of his generation. Darryl Green was also
Absolutely.
famous for
He
being
was
a
he was a
Well,
bigger
the
hitter
rest
than
of
Daryl
quarterback
Green.
in Washington history too.
He was a
So, I
bigger
mean,
hitter than Daryl Green.
yes.
Much bigger hitter than Daryl Green. Daryl Green would
absolutely.
cover you, but Sean Taylor would knock your block off.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
I'll tell you the one that I think compares most to Sean Taylor is played for the Broncos from the University of Arkansas.
Steve Atwell.
Steve Atwater. Steve
Atwater.
Atwater.
Atwater. Okay.
Steve Atwater. That's the
What
only one. I
made
can
me
think
say
of.
Atwell? I don't know. Steve
Atwater.
Atwater. Yeah.
Atwater. 'Cause I saw him play in college and pro ball.
That's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to go around the room here. Wayne, what are you most looking forward to with the season coming up when it begins in 2 weeks?
I am looking forward to, first and foremost, the 49ers, of course, obviously my biased opinion,
Right.
running the table in the NFC West, going through the playoffs, getting to the Super Bowl, and hopefully in the fourth quarter, either having a 9 or an 11-point lead. Because if it's 10 points, we're going to lose. 'Cause Shanahan can't deal with a 10-point lead. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Who do you foresee as their opponent in that game, Wayne?
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, the AFC is a gauntlet. It could be KC. It could be my surprise sleeper pick, which is Houston.
Wow.
And yeah, that's my surprise sleeper pick. Could be Houston. And I know Charity and Patrick are on. The Ravens are there if they run the ball more than 6 times.
Well, they got to run the ball more than
Yeah,
six.
they gotta run the ball more than
Henry-
6
Well,
times.
they've got Derrick Henry in their backfield now, Wayne.
We
So
can't,
they're
we
probably
can't
going to
have
run
me
the
back
ball
there.
more
They're
than
going to run
6
more than
times.
6 times.
6 times in a playoff game is absolutely, that's not going to get it done.
Okay, and Elliot, what are you looking forward to?
Especially when they led the league in rushing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
I'm looking forward to every Cowboys loss that comes our way. But then again, that's every year. I'm looking forward to seeing how Brock Purdy holds up now that he knows he's going into a season where
it's going to
he's
determine
gonna determine how much he winds up making on a contract next season.
Yep.
And if we maintain our defense, we can get back to the Super Bowl. It will not be an easy road by any means whatsoever.
Right.
But if we do, I'd like to go back against Kansas City. We need to beat them bastards, man. We need to beat them bastards.
Getting in your heads.
They're focused on a three-peat, Elliott, so that might happen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it happens, it happens. But we're still gonna go down fighting. It's not like we ain't going locked down like bitches.
Well,
Look at it this way, Elliott.
holding, but you never get called for a holding call in the Super Bowl for the last last 4 years. I mean, what can you do with that? So
yes, there's always controversy about the Chiefs and their holding calls or else
after you lead the league in holding penalties.
Look at it this way, Elliott.
Any call in the Super Bowl.
Look at it this way, Elliott. We lost 2 heartbreakers to the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and the third time we played them, we beat the brakes off of them. So third time's charm sometimes.
Well, I mean, Ken, what are you looking forward to in this season? I mean, now you've got a lot of issues on the Cowboys roster right now. So,
Not
The
looking forward
issues
to
are more on ownership. The issues are more on ownership than they are on the roster.
Yeah. Man alive. You know what? I can't say there's one specific thing I'm looking forward to. As typical Cowboys fans, we look forward to the season starting, and then all of a sudden, after 3 weeks, we're going, well, okay, it's another season. So, no,
it's August 25th, and they're already eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. I got them finishing third, so I mean, it's
too funny.
Jerry kind of takes the taste out of our mouths when the season begins. So
he's the only owner in the National Football League to hold a press conference after every single game.
He's the only one in professional sports that I've ever seen do that. Any sport.
Yeah.
Every game.
Every game. And who they interview first? The coach? The players? No.
Nope.
They interview Jerry. What do you think of that game, Jerry?
Jera.
JJ.
Jera.
Oh, while I'm here, quick shout out to my sister Panquita, whose birthday is today as well.
Yes, happy birthday, Panquita. I got that on my
Happy
Facebook
birthday,
notifications, Wayne. All right, well, now it's my turn.
Oh,
Being the Browns fan that I am, and
you're looking forward to that opening game with the Cowboys, aren't you?
I am looking forward to the opening game, but I'll tell you what, guys, I'm being realistic. I'm not going to promote or say the Browns are going to have a great season. I am not 100% behind Deshaun Watson. The reason I say this is because he hasn't played in 303 days. He has not taken a snap in 303 days. And he didn't play a down in preseason. In my personal opinion, if he doesn't perform, I do believe, and I said this at the top of the show, I do believe that Jameis Winston will be the Browns quarterback within the first month of the season because Deshaun Watson will get hurt.
Well, just to piggyback
and to add to that, again, like I said, it is my firm belief that the Deshaun Watson trade will go down as one of the worst in the history of the NFL. Overstepping the Minnesota Dallas trade that sent Herschel Walker to the Vikings. Okay. And yes, the one from San Francisco to Dallas that I mean, come on, Ken. I mean, whatever. But still, I firmly believe that Deshaun Watson will be a bust. And to be honest, because of his off-field behavior, I'm hoping he is a bust.
Well, just to piggyback on what you said, Scott, about not being 100% behind Deshaun Watson, neither are any of the massage therapists either.
Correct.
They're not 100% behind them either.
Thank you, Wayne. Yes. I am not a fan of Deshaun Watson. If he proves me wrong, so be it. But I am hopeful that the Brown. I mean, because you know what, the biggest cheerleader and the biggest hype man on the Browns right now is Jameis Winston. I don't know if you guys have seen film of him hyping up the guys during preseason, but he's one of the best guys as far as pep talks and getting the guys ready to play as anybody I've ever seen. He is a former number 2 pick overall or number 1 overall pick, whatever. I think Jameis was number 1 overall with the Bucs. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2.
Best crab leg thief in Florida.
Correct. He's got some kind of plaque posted against the wall from Publix saying this is the guy that stole all the crab legs.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe
he's opening up Jameis's Crab Shack.
Jameis is the best hype man in the NFL.
For that team.
For any team. With the Saints and the Browns, either way, he was the best hype man. I am not a fan of Deshaun Watson. As a Browns fan, I do not hope he fails.
You haven't been clear enough.
But if he does fail, I look forward to seeing Jameis Winston as the number 1 quarterback for the Browns.
Well,
What if
he got Lasix too? So he should.
Jameis Winston is the quarterback with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter against the Cowboys.
I just hope he doesn't throw an interception, Ken. That's what I'm saying.
Micah Parsons. This is Deshaun Watson. My friend Scott doesn't like him. Take him out.
I like me some Micah Parsons, though, Ken. I'm a fan of Micah Parsons. So don't say that. But you know what? I mean, the Browns will win or will succeed or fail based on how Deshaun Watson plays week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the Browns win, it's going to be on defense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they got one of the best defenses. I mean, the top 5 defense in the AFC right now, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you come, again, Myles Garrett's the defending defensive player of the year. Okay. Their defense is going to define them, but I really am curious to see what the offense can do in the season. They're 0-4 in preseason, 0-3 in preseason, excuse me. But preseason means nothing. It all happens in 2 weeks when they open against Dallas.
Question for you. What do you think about Nick Chubb? Is he going to be effective this year, or is he going to take another year?
Nick Chubb, I mean, his status is still up in the air for week 1, but he is on track to return. I think Nick Chubb, once he gets back in the lineup, is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's really focused on getting back to being a 100%. So we'll see.
But after an injury like that, it's usually year 2 where the person comes back.
Right, but you know what? He also had that injury in college. He had that same injury in college with Georgia, on both knees. ACL tears in both knees in college. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Plus, he's 28 now, right? So
yeah.
He's getting to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Getting ready to head down into the valley as far as running.
Right. But Kevin Stefanski loves Nick Chubb. He loves him. So, I'm going into this season hopeful but pessimistic at the same time. If that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So are you pessimistically hopeful or hopefully pessimistic?
Pessimistic, hopeful. I mean that division is one of the best in the NFL right now. I mean, all 4 teams have quality quarterbacks. I am most worried about the Ravens. but I could care less about the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers are going to be a clusterfuck because they won't be able to decide which quarterback is better suited to run that offense. And then again, with Cincinnati, Joe Burrow coming off yet another injury, is injury prone. So I'm not sure. But the biggest question for me, especially with the addition of Henry to that offense, is the Ravens.
Can I mention something about the Ravens just a minute?
Go ahead, Ken.
I hate to bring this up, but they lost their offensive line coach today.
Yes.
Joe D'Alessandris, and longtime coach, and one of their most beloved coaches in the entire team. And,
he had been suffering from a long-term illness.
Yeah.
So
died today at the age of 70. So
70.
Prayers out for him. So.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, my hopes of the Browns finishing second in the division, that's how high I think they'll go and that they have the potential for. I don't expect more than that. I think the Ravens still win that division.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm being a realist, guys. I mean,
yeah.
The Browns have the talent to win the division, but the reality is the Ravens are the team to beat in that division with Derrick Henry on their top. Of course, Jackson and their receiving core. So that's my outlook with the Browns. Maybe a wild card is at best for them as well for going forward. But I'm still going to root.
Let's
what?
Let's not overlook those Bengals either.
I don't, Elliot. But it's all depending on how Joe Burrow can stay healthy. That's my concern with the Bengals.
For all of them, it's depending on how their quarterback shows up.
Especially with the Browns too, because Watson will get hurt the last 2 years.
Exactly.
So,
I think pretty much for every team.
Yeah.
Because I know with Purdy, you know what I'm saying?
Are you guys worried about Purdy this season?
No, not worried.
Wayne?
No, I mean, if you have a starting quarterback, there's always concern. 17-game schedule, regardless of if it's Brock Purdy, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, whomever it is. If you're except maybe for Pittsburgh because they have two quarterbacks, which means they have none. So disregard them. But that's the nature of the game. It is a violent sport, and so attrition is going to occur throughout the course of the season. So it's just a matter of who can get to the finish line.
And it's not just with the 49ers, it's throughout the entire league. Attrition.
Yeah, throughout the entire league. Yeah. Yeah, it's a battle of attrition.
It is.
It always
is. This is not a sprint anymore. This is a marathon.
Oh, no doubt.
It's always a marathon.
18 games.
It's always a marathon. So
yeah. Wait till they go to 18 games.
Yeah.
And everything
that is going to happen, Wayne. That's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
In a year or two.
I think teams are going to have 2 bye weeks. I think that's how that happens. Is a team
two bye weeks. Cut that
2 preseason
and have the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend so that people have the next Monday off.
Yeah.
It is not beyond the realm of possibility.
They might as well do it then.
Right.
But we could have the Super Bowl on my birthday.
Mid-February, right?
Mid-February, yep.
Yeah, well, actually, mid-February, late February.
Yep, 21st. So.
Yep.
Could be.
Could happen.
Well, not to switch topics, but for Elliot, he probably already knows this. Judge 50 and 51.
Man.
I was going to bring that up. Yes, absolutely.
Is he something?
6 weeks to go in the season.
Oh, yeah.
He come up with 23 more home runs.
What's today's? Today's the 26th, 25th?
25th.
So there's six more days in this month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the entire month of September.
And then the whole month of September?
Is he going to hit 60?
And I think maybe
he will hit 60. I want to see if he can hit 70.
He's on a pace to hit 63 right now.
I want to hit 74.
It's more like 67 when it's all said and done.
And he's getting the Nationals next.
Well, he might be to 60 by Thursday.
That's right. That's right.
Yankees
So
have a 1-game lead over the Orioles in the AL East. Guardians have a 3-game lead over the Twins. They've won 2 in a row. Thank you, Guardians. After that friggin' disappointment of a sweep a few days ago. Astros have a 4.5-game lead on the Mariners. The Phillies are 6
Orioles.
games ahead of the Braves. Sorry, Wayne.
Hey, what I said, just get in
Wayne
the
wants
playoffs.
to be
Don't
right
win
there.
the division.
Wayne, Wayne has him right where he wants him.
Yep.
Well, the lucky
Yep.
thing about Wayne is, I mean, however, I mean, was there 2 wild cards in baseball? Is that right?
Yes.
3.
3.
3 wild
Yeah,
cards.
three. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, they're 5 games behind the Diamondbacks, and 3 games behind the Padres as far as wild card is concerned.
For
They have the
third
last wild card spot.
What's that?
They have the
third
last
spot?
wild card spot.
They do
They're
have the last
2.5
wild card
games up
spot.
on the Mets.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. I mean, the Brewers have a 10.5 game on the Cardinals, so they've pretty much got that division locked up.
And the Dodgers have the best.
And the Dodgers
record.
have a 3-game lead against over the Diamondbacks. So,
And the best record in baseball by a half a game ahead of the Yankees.
the Dodgers, yes, 78 against 77 of the Yankees. Yes, you're correct.
Well,
So,
the Yankees are up 1 game over Baltimore, and that's because Baltimore hasn't completed their game yet. So by the end of the night, there'll probably be a game and a half up because Houston's up 3-0 over Baltimore.
Thank you,
Top of
Houston. I hate Houston, but thank you very much, Houston.
I don't know many people who like Houston.
nobody
Only
likes
Houston.
Houston, Wayne, except
Oh.
Houston, except the
Only
city.
Houston.
Except the people in Houston. Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Houston except Nolan Ryan and the entire city of Houston, Texas. So,
And the White Sox are the second fastest to 100 losses in a season.
God, I wish I could say I feel sorry for the White Sox, but no, I could care less. Stay in the cellar, White Sox. We hate you.
Hey,
Hello.
they got more World Series championships than the Guardians.
Shut the fuck up.
Ah, it wasn't like I didn't see that one coming.
You got Pearl Harbor on that one, bud.
Yes, I did. Kenny,
Don't beat
yes,
up
I
on the
did.
White Sox, man. They got a World Series, yo.
I got
As soon as Scott said that, I said, "Here it comes."
Right, and you're right, Wayne. It did come.
a friend of mine that's a White Sox fan, and man alive, I feel sorry for him.
Oh, I hate that.
I-
fucking White Sox.
I haven't seen them this bad in a long time.
He hates the White Sox the way he hates the Ravens, man.
Well, you know what? It's an even. It's even. White Sox, Twins, and Tigers. I can't stand any of them. The Royals, okay, but I'm still like those 3 teams I mentioned. The Tigers, the White Sox, and the Twins are the 3 teams in that division I hate the most. But we'll see.
So what gives the Tigers a pass, if I may ask?
No one gives the Tigers a pass. Tigers are
No,
just
you
Tigers.
gave them a pass.
No, it's one of the teams.
No,
he's
I
in
gave the
Vegas.
Royals a pass
Oh, you
gave
gave
the
the Royals
Royals
a pass.
Royals
Okay,
pass.
Correct.
okay.
because I love George
Why?
Brett.
Oh, okay.
I love George Brett, and I never forget the Pine Tar game that George
Oh,
Brett
yeah.
came rushing out of the dugout, going crazy on the umpire. So that's why I like George Brett. It's a great memory for me.
Hey, one other thing about baseball before we move on.
The umpire,
I don't remember. I don't care.
Tim McClellan.
Tim McClellan.
Thank you, Elliot.
Babe Ruth's called shot jersey
Ostrich muffin.
sells for $24.12 million.
Yeah, I did see that it was up for auction. The Babe Ruth jersey where he called his shot in the World Series went for almost $25 million in auction.
24.12.
Yes.
Man, I knew I should have seen
Unbelievable.
that.
And yet, guys, I don't know, but there's still no proof or viable proof except for a picture that he actually did call his shot in the World Series. There's no viable proof.
Well, I put
Come on,
called
man.
shot in quotation
Why are you
marks.
trying to take
So-
people's Disney? Why are you trying to take people's Disney moment away? What's up with that? You trying to steal Disney moments from people? Come on.
You know what? Give me some friggin' stuff. Give me the video and I'll accept it. But there's no video of it. It's all just a still shot picture. Period. And it's you know, it is a.
It counts.
I mean, it's still in doubt. But you know
It's
what?
been certified and justified.
When
And now you're petrified.
well, not only that, but when the reality becomes legend, you believe the legend. Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, too funny.
Well, obviously, I didn't get my loan app in time to apply, so I could put a bid in on the jersey. So
Yeah, 24 million. I'd like to see if you've got 24 million, Wayne. I'd like to see you send me some money so I can pay off my credit cards. Okay, I'm just saying.
I got outbid.
loan app in time.
Cuts too. So.
I got outbid by 23 million.
Yeah.
I can give you
That's
the
crazy. I wouldn't pay that
12,000.
much for a jersey. No way.
All right, guys. Next week on Sunday, the show I want to bring this up ahead of time. Next Sunday will be the last week that we don't have for professional football because there's going to be college football on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to think, and we're going to run down the gauntlet and see what you guys predict to be division winners and wild card teams for the 2024 season. So I want you guys to do research and think about it and tell me what you think next Sunday, because it is the last show before the season starts. I know, Elliot. Well, you can send it to me if you want, but that's okay.
That's what we did last year.
But I want the predictions.
Okay.
Elliot, you can email it to me or send it to me in Messenger or whatever. So
I get it.
be sure and get Dave's prediction.
I want to see. I also want to see
Dave.
Derek's prediction, and I want Dave's prediction as well. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Even he's not going to be here.
Yeah, you're gonna need his prediction because Dave's not here.
He's not here,
Right.
but his prediction will work.
Yep. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I know.
He won't be here.
I'm hoping he'll be here for opening weekend, which is not this week, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. I'm hoping, but we'll see.
You can always hold on to hope.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. It's almost time to get out of here. We're gonna get out of here now. On behalf of my co-hosts, Mr. Wayne, the Professor Lynch.
He likes kind of short now, doesn't he?
Oh, stop it, Elliot. Ken Coslow, and my producer, Mr. Big E, Elliot Lamba. I am the sports nerd. We are the sports nerds. We will return on Tuesday night to recap the last the next 3 days in the sports world. On that note, Elliot, please play that outro.
Thank you once again, Nerd Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis Thursday night. And since each night's start time is different, please check out our SNN group page on Facebook for the correct time. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ken Coslow, John Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with sports action anyone handle, as well as all the joy it can possibly bring you. And with all that said, Nerd Nation.